Good morning, pop culture. We are live. It is Wednesday, December 19th, 2018. It's 8:10 a.m. and it's time to start Good Morning Pop Culture. So we're coming off the High Council last night. Fantastic show. Great to be back here on the channel. Been pumping out a lot of content lately. Been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So been building our channel. Everything's been great. And now we're back with Good Morning Pop Culture. A little bit of housekeeping news. Good Morning Pop Culture has today, tomorrow, Friday, and Monday, and then it's done. So Monday will be our Christmas show, where I open everything from the P.O. Box. I'll make one more trip there on Friday, and then I got everything. I got stacks of shit, stacks of stuff to bring back here to the office, and I'll have a camera, and we'll open it up and check it out. It'll be a fun holiday, maybe a holiday tradition, who knows? That's up to you guys. But we're going to have that. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're also going to have a big world-class bullshitters this Thursday night because it's our final show of the week. And it is our end-of-the-year spectacular. So we're going to be talking about our favorite movies of the year, making up some lists, stuff like that. So we're going to have some polls. Oh, great. We're going to put out some polls on Twitter, on Facebook, all over. And we're going to give you guys the opportunity to vote on topics. And we'll have fan awards as well. So make sure you guys vote on all those, and you guys can take part in the show. And as always, shoot us messages throughout, and we'll have some fun, and we'll talk about all that great stuff. So besides that, what else is going on the channel? Well, been working on stuff, working on videos. The Esquire video, which we'll be talking about in a moment, has been a hit. It's funny, I said it needs 50,000 views and 1,000 thumbs up. Well, it almost got 50,000 views real quick, but it got over 4 times the amount of thumbs up required. So I think you guys really, really liked that video. Now, I have a second part, technically, that I was working on, but that's going to get tabled for a while because this new response from Esquire is going to get all of my attention starting today. I got some stuff I got to do. I got to take my grandma somewhere, but after that, it's down to business. So Esquire magazine, we're going to talk. Andras Takas, excuse me for butchering that. I just woke up. I'd like to request a live stream where Jeff goes to Whole Foods to rescue Coconut Jeff from Doom. Okay, I can do that. I don't know how Whole Foods will treat me, but I will go. I'll drive out to Whole Foods. It's not too far from somewhere I usually go, and I'll try to go rescue Coconut Jeff. We'll all have a good laugh. Opinionated Junkie says, take a look at Aladdin magazine. Look, I don't even know what Aladdin magazine is. I'm sorry. You want me to chainsaw the L337 toy? Oh, we'll destroy it on camera here for the channel. But we'll have to take a vote for that later. I think Tannerite is the right option. I'll have to film it. We'll make a whole production out of it just for you and just for you. Sorry to rip off another YouTuber, but hey, it's just never mind. I can't go down that rabbit hole. I watched an old wrestling clip where The Rock couldn't say his own catchphrase, but he said everybody else's. So maybe that's fresh in my mind. Let's see. Look on Google and search Aladdin magazine. See if it's as cringeworthy as you're saying. Aladdin magazine just looks like fruit on a shelf. That's all that popped up. I Googled it. There's Nintendo Power, Disney Adventures, Cosmopolitan. Like, I don't know. I looked it up. Blow it up slow-mo style. Sure, why not? We'll go somewhere safe and we'll film it all over. Sembertube, thank you very much. Mundane Matt Miller. This Matt Miller guy, I'll put it out there again. Don't contact him because he wants to play the victim and live in this bubble and think that he's right. Now, he refused to watch our video. He didn't want to hear his article get torn apart. I don't really say anything. I don't say anything I regret in the video. Nothing I wouldn't say to his face, because he flat out lied. That's the whole point of my video. I didn't make a video to call out a writer for fun, for the lulz, for shits and gigs. No, the guy flat out lied. He made up some bullshit. He propagated these false truths, aka fake news, about Star Wars fans, and I just wasn't gonna put up with it. So I put all my creative energy into that video, and it paid off tenfold. We've seen huge growth over the last couple of days because of that video. So I don't, basically, when somebody makes up bullshit like that, my response internally is not on my watch. So that was my response in that video. And now he's responded back. So if we get 3 more viewers, we can, oh, we've already gone past it. There we go. So let's start talking about this article right here. I'm not going to read it because I'm making a video about it. Videos are very important, so be prepared. But this is the next one. As I'm saying, guys, don't bother this dude. Don't message him on Twitter. Don't contact him. Hell, don't even read his articles. Just watch my video, and you'll pretty much get the gist of it. So he just basically paraphrases about his article and this, that, and the other. And he basically has excuses. He says a lot of readers didn't either A, read the article, or took it as an excuse to get angry online because holy shit, these people went absolutely batshit and crazy. Well, Matt, people went batshit insane. First off, this is my video right here. I love how he just wants to screenshot it so he can't give us credit, but he does link us, so it takes you right to our video. And I've seen an increase of about 1,000 overnight, so that's pretty cool. And then he brings up Doomcock and gives him some props too. Doomcock is very, very excited about all of this. But I live by the Oscar Wilde philosophy. It's better to have people talk about you behind your back than people not talk about you at all. So this year at Christmas, I can go in and say, oh yeah, Esquire wrote a hit piece on me. And who's the first thing they show in the article? Me. First off, Matt, thank you for giving me the proper credit and linking me. Secondly, my video is only 24 minutes long. So, but here's the part that's great. He says he didn't watch them. So he doesn't really know what's in the content. That'd be like me saying, guys, right now, I'm going to write a review live on air of Casablanca. I've never seen the film. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you what the movie's about and how I feel about it no matter what. It's a shitty black and white movie about an airport and Humphrey Bogart. There you go. That's my review. And it's an allegory for the alien invasion of 1982. When you go in half-cocked, like our buddy Matt here, you make up bullshit. And now he's trying to play the victim card. So I will make a response because people love this kind of stuff. But I don't foresee him responding back. I don't foresee him actually paying attention to it. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I believe he did watch the video and he didn't like it. I think he took the video and used it to basically dig up the worst of shit that people had said about him. And like I said, play the victim card. Now, the official stance of this channel is not to bother Matt, is not to go out and call for his firing. I think it's bullshit that Esquire will print lies. I think, and like I said on the podcast properly, is I think they need to offer a retraction or edit the article to correct it. But I guess Esquire just doesn't care about facts. They worry about the latest rap album and what socks you should wear with your parka. Just dumb shit like that. And, that's fine. Esquire does its thing. I don't really want the magazine to disappear. I don't want any of these people to disappear. But I do want there to be a standard that they hold themselves to. I hold myself to a standard. Everybody here knows that, and that's why we have the huge success we have all the time, because I hold myself to a standard. And as a Star Wars fan, and as someone who won't allow the fandom menace to be thrown under the bus, because the whole narrative is, ew, you didn't like the movie, you're a hate group, you're an alt-right hate group. You see, this article slowly chips away at that thing, at that narrative. Because as we get to the end, he starts talking about there are people that don't like the movie and stuff like that. Oh, this article's a lot shorter, too. He uses the phrase NPC. And this is the guy who ended his article who called Trump a golden toilet. I don't care how you feel about the president either way, but Star Wars Episode 7 came out before he was the president. He was even, there. So it doesn't really work with your narrative there, Matt. And I'm not white, and our podcast is the most diverse podcast on the internet. But, you won't talk about that kind of shit. See, we're accidentally diverse. We're just good friends that, don't care what skin color each other has. But people like Matt do. People like Matt want to propagate the Star Wars hate campaign because they think it gets views. They think it helps Disney. Disney is a multi-billion dollar corporation. That shit doesn't work. You guys aren't going to be able to play the victim card. You're not going to be able to throw your actresses under the bus and say, oh, go see Star Wars to fight racism that Rose Tico faced. I'm sorry if people said fucked up shit to her. But at the same time, excuse me, Rose Tico is not a good character and wasn't acted well. And I'm not going to have to hold my tongue because everybody else in that movie gets the same treatment. And that's what equality is all about. So I'm happy that this stuff exists. I'm happy that Matt Miller wrote about us. I'm happy that people have responded in kind to the video. You see, we are a good community, a great community, the best community. If you want to hear us go on about that, check out last night's High Council. Believe me, you'll get an earful of all that internet loving. But in closing for this topic, it feels good to make a mark, especially at the end of the year when people are trying to brush 2018 under the rug. So, folks, the one thing I ask you to take out of all of this is to remember throughout 2019, whenever the trailer for episode 9 drops, whenever all this other stuff comes out, remember all the shit that Disney and Lucasfilm pulled. Remember all the nefarious plots. Remember all the lies and all the garbage and all the shit propagated by websites like Esquire, Hollywood Reporter, Forbes from our friend Scott Mendelson. Scott Mendelson was the Matt Miller of May of 2018. When one shill, shill is like Hydra, cut off one, two heads appear in its place. So thank you, Matt. Thank you, Esquire. Thank you, Esquire, for letting me know which watch I should buy in 2018. I'm really enjoying I didn't buy anything from them. It's a fucking lie. But thank you guys for making world-class bullshitters, taking us to the big time, taking us to the big table. So thank you very much. Shelly Roberts, thank you very much. Good morning. May our day be filled with friendship and caffeine. Well, the friendship is always here, so never, ever worry. You guys are the best. I am in the middle of a cup of coffee. So that'll help. I didn't get that much sleep last night because the High Council went late. As you guys know, it was our longest High Council. It's 3 hours and 17 minutes long. So I hope you guys will go back and check it out. And I'm not going to delist that one. So watch it, though, before the deluge of other stuff comes out. Let's see. Daniel Thomas, thank you very much. Mundane Matt Miller is my NPC Lord and Savior. He's something, all right. He doesn't like the NPC tag. He doesn't like the SJW tag. And I don't like being called a troll or a hateful bigot or anything like that. I guess it's just too much to ask for respect on both sides of the aisle. Can you believe we have to talk about Star Wars like it's fucking politics? But we do. We do. Let's see. I'm looking because our buddy Opinionated Junkie says, I sent you the pic on Twitter. Check your mentions. I'm checking my mentions right now. Opinionated Junkie. Let me close out and check again. Because for some reason it ain't popping up. Mentions. Oh, you mean Entertainment Weekly's first look at Aladdin? Oh, okay. We'll take a look at that. This is entertainment related. Let's look at Will Smith as the genie. He looks. God damn it. Oh my God. God damn it. While I look this up, Jared Ricewig says, "Hey Jeff, this means you're big enough to be on the SJW grab and complain list. You used to read my Immortal. Now SJW's whine about you. I'm proud." I'm proud too, Jared Ricewig. Made it. It feels good. But don't worry, I'm not going to forget about where I came from. Oh my God. Entertainment. Why can't I spell? Okay. Entertainment Weekly Aladdin. Let's look at this together, folks. This is not a drill. This is not good either. Now, don't expect a big rant, but expect a lot of laughs. God, uh, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. This is cringe to the extreme. Why is Yahoo playing a video? I hate that about the internet when it plays videos that you don't click on. So prepare your eyes, cover your anuses, because this is ugly. So this is the exclusive first look from Entertainment Weekly. Aladdin. Okay. So they go for this live action remake craze with Aladdin. Well, it's part of Disney's campaign to make as much money with as little effort as possible. Okay, fine, I get it. I don't see any of these movies. Okay, this one I really won't see, because Aladdin was my favorite Disney movie growing up. I have a memory of seeing it in theaters. I would have been, what, 92? So I would have been 4 years old. That's like one of the earliest memories I have. I remember a lot of other stuff too, but I remember that. And then about when Power Rangers came out is when I remember everything. But that's neither here nor there. But what I do remember is that Robin Williams was the genie. And damn it, he was the best genie. I loved the song. Was it Mr. Aladdin or whatever? You never had a friend like me. Awesome music, awesome movie. I had the video game. I had an Aladdin action figure. I loved Aladdin. That was one of the few Disney movies that I got into as a kid that really I didn't stop liking. I don't watch it much anymore, but if it were to come on at someone's house, like, I don't know, if I'm over at Dion's and his kid's watching Aladdin, probably going to sit there and watch it with him. Now, I'm not coming from a place of my childhoods, I hate, Will Smith genie instead of Robin Williams blue genie. I don't like this design. Could he be awesome? No, I don't even care. I'm not going to watch this movie, but he does look stupid as shit. I don't like Aladdin either. Come on, man. Where's the purple, or wasn't it a purple vest with no shirt and those big white pants with the patches over the knees? I love the old Aladdin look, and no shoes. This Aladdin wears shoes and socks. He's a bitch. So first off, it's directed by Guy Ritchie. And here's the cover. This is what Opinionated Junkie wanted me to look at. So there's the genie. There's Aladdin. Jasmine looks all right. And what the fuck? If you look at Will Smith's eyes deep down, you're like, man, I'm doing this to pay for my kids' college. That's a whole new world, an exclusive preview of Disney's updated take on the classic genie tale. Get it? See, not fairy tale, genie tale. It's hard to care about this, honestly, guys. I'm not in their demographic. I'm not going to... Somebody was complaining about their skin color. They all look like the cartoons, except Will Smith. Unless he's going to, eat that gum from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. First you get a roast beef dinner. No, tomato soup, then a roast beef dinner, then blueberry pie with cream. And then he turns violet. Unless that happens, expect Will Smith to look like this the whole movie. And that pube chin, that epic... You know what? It's like the guy from, was it Anthrax? That braids his chin beard. That's pretty epic. Or Chris Jericho circa 2003. Still looks like shit. We're not going to really read about the movie. We'll look at a couple more of the images, though. I guess this is where he... Wait. This guy looks out of place. This man looks like he belongs in The Golden Child, not Aladdin. But if I comment on it, I'm terrible. Some behind-the-scenes stuff. And that's about it. So, guys, look at this soulless cash grab. Look at Will Smith. Look at him. Look at this advertisement. And look at Will Smith one last time. That is the last thing you'll ever see about Aladdin on this channel. Let's see what you guys are saying, though, about Aladdin. By the way, folks, we got 331 viewers. Let's get 331 thumbs up, guys. Let's pound that muff button. Let's make our goal. What do we want to do in 2018 or 2019 with this channel? Let's go for 1 million subscribers. Come on. You guys can help. Actually, you really can help. I know you think, oh, that's such a far number. All you got to do is if everybody that watches this thumbs up everything we do, people will find us. Trust me, that's how it all works. There's a grassroots movement. You guys can get in on that. Yes, Jasmine does look all right. Prince of Persia sequel looks bad. Let's see. Rocket Insano, thank you very much. Why does it look like Sinbad? Why does Will look like Sinbad? Yeah, he kind of does look like Sinbad. And you mean the pirate, not the comedian. But I do like the comedian. I'm a Sinbad enthusiast, especially when there's things made of windbreaker. Today's artists, I think a lot of today's artists basically want to make stuff that they can put their own, they can imprint their own vision on. And sometimes you need somebody that can just take something and modernize it. You know, Joe Johnston did have his own designs, but he took Macquarie's designs and finalized them into the Millennium Falcon that we all know and love. We need some more of those artists, the John Romitas of the world, who can take Ditko's Spider-Man and clean it up and make it marketable. You know, that's my take on it. I'm not digging the new design. David Hervey says, Aladdin looks like a TV dad in that outfit. This is us, Agrabah edition. Oh my god. I can't do Aladdin anymore. I was never gonna do Aladdin, if you know what I mean. This is gonna be versed in Guy Ritchie's King Arthur film. You mean the King Arthur film that came and went and flopped so hard no one talks about it anymore unless it's a joke on a Good Morning Pop Culture episode? Yeah, that is the case. Let's see. What do we want to talk about next? Got a couple topics here today. We got all kinds of fun stuff. You know what? Let's keep talking about Disney. We love to talk about Disney because Disney owns the entertainment world, and they're not doing a very good job with everything they own. Now, before our little pop culture hiatus, we were talking a lot about Disney Plus and Daredevil. And there's more news. Disney Plus head says canceled Netflix shows are a possibility. So I think what happened was that these shows got the axe, even though an article came out that says Netflix still holds on to their rights until 2020. I think Disney has these plans for Disney Plus is not this infallible thing, guys. I know we have more power than we realize in terms of consuming. If we don't buy or watch certain things, we can make Disney scramble, especially with a new product. Does everyone here know that Disney was trying to get involved with Fusion Television with Univision, the Spanish channel? Disney has had, and that was in 2016, early 2016. Disney has had business deals fall apart. Disney has had failures. Disney has made all kinds of mistakes, but they brush it under the rug because they keep pumping out same old shit that always keeps your mind away from the Disney failures. Now, I'm not saying you need to actively boycott everything Disney does. If it's something you dig, you dig. Like if you're my age and you loved Aladdin and you want to take your kids, don't feel guilty. Have fun. You know, you're a dad, you're a mom, and let your kids grow up. See, while this culture war is going on, don't really drag your kids into it. Let your kids live that fun, innocent life, because hopefully by the time they're our age, or at least my age, this shit's over with and we have a level of sanity back in the world. But if they don't, well, at least let them grow up having some fun. That's what I had. But the reason I'm going on that long roundabout way of saying is that Disney Plus is not set in stone. It could still fail. It may still fail because The Mandalorian and Pedro Pascal, Cassian Andor, the Cassian Andor show, those aren't set in stone, and we know that Star Wars can't save anything anymore. Marvel is the big brand, but the Marvel stuff that people are really buying into is getting canceled. And then for a while they told us, no, it's not going to happen. And now they're backtracking. Anytime Disney backtracks, it's a very beautiful thing. It gives me hope. It should give all of you hope. Because even if you don't like the Marvel Netflix shows, and you don't have to, I mean, you should because they're amazing. But if they're not your cup of tea, that's fine. But they're a nice adult take on classic Marvel characters, especially with Daredevil and the classic story arcs we got to see. If you're a fan of that stuff and you watched it, I'm sure you enjoyed it. Disney Plus coming in, canceling it, and then saying, oh, well, it might come back, it may not, blah, 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 is indicative of Disney's big plan to just own everything. Now, if they throw this up on Hulu, I don't know what to think. See, I don't want a reboot. I don't want a remake. I want a continuation. Even Jessica Jones and Iron Fist, I want a continuation of those shows I'm not even into. It's the principle of it. They were fine shows to great shows, and Disney Plus isn't going to change the world, revolutionize the world. Kathleen Kennedy and all the people at Lucasfilm sold off the rights to Star Wars broadcast, so they can't put Star Wars on Disney Plus. They can't give you anything like that. I don't think until 2020 can you get the distribution rights from 20th Century Fox for A New Hope. So there's still that possibility. There's still that question mark. That really makes me wonder how soon they're going to pull the original Unaltered Trilogy Blu-ray set out of their ass to get you to come back. Sooner than later, but I don't know an exact date. I'm guessing Celebration is when it's mentioned. But these shows were so good, and Disney Plus being a family-friendly, non-R-rated piece of content provider scares me because they're just going to neuter these shows with this news. So Kevin Mayer, head of Walt Disney's upcoming streaming service Disney Plus, confirms that Marvel and Netflix original shows may come to Disney after all. The wave of cancellation started with Iron Fist, followed by Luke Cage a week later, and finally Daredevil, shortly after its third season premiered. The Punisher Season 2 is set to premiere next month, and the third season Jessica Jones is in post-production. However, it's unclear if either show will be renewed any further. Despite speculation and negotiation problems and culture clashes that would prevent Marvel series from moving to Disney, the leading actors behind the show have expressed their strong disappointment over the cancellations, prompting hopes for renewals. However, Netflix will reportedly retain the rights to the Marvel shows with the exception of The Punisher, at least until 2020. It's unlikely that these series could reemerge until 2021. Mayer became chairman, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter. Disney Plus has already posted an offer, an impressive pack and play selection, including Pixar, Marvel movies, Star Wars, not all of them, and National Geographic. But Marvel fans casually considering canceling their Netflix subscription and revival of the canceled Marvel shows might be what make them jump ship. Let's see. So he spoke to the Hollywood Reporter that says these are very high quality shows. Why we haven't yet discussed that, but I would say that's a possibility in terms of bringing them back. But they're all adult rated shows. I can't watch a neutered Daredevil. I can't watch a neutered Jessica Jones. Hell, even though I get pissed off at some of the bullshit they post. Still, that's all I can say. I just can't get into it. So let's see. Rocket Insana says it's not a trend if only one company is doing that. Do you mean like the remakes with Disney? I'm sorry, Rocket Insane, the frame of reference has blown past me. I apologize. Brandon Moist, thank you very much. Congrats on making it big time, Jeff F. Esquire, LOL. All I can say is they printed lies, and I proved it. So, guys, if you haven't watched my video, please do. I know you're going to like it, but it's going to also lay the groundwork for this entire culture war situation that's coming up soon. Believe me. I was like, oh, I'm going to do this culture war series. It's finding me quicker than I'm finding it, if that makes sense. Let's see. Opinionated Junkie, thank you very much. Apple is rumored to be buying Sony. Oof. Now, let's see. Do I like that? No. Big companies buying other big companies scare me. Admittedly, the only Sony product I use right now regularly is the PlayStation. Apple has reportedly wanted to get into the gaming division. If that happens, I expect PlayStation to die a quick death, because the Apple politics, the Western politics, are going to prevent a lot of things. You think, well, they want to make money. They make fucking billions of dollars doing other shit. They want to try to change culture and change the world in history through gaming and stuff like that. They try to put all these weirdos in gaming. Well, the Apple culture is headed up by a bunch of weirdos, so I'm sure that the PlayStation will die a painful death. So anybody but Apple, please, don't buy Sony. Sony, get your shit together. Stop trying to market me $2,000 Walkmans with that shitty, lossless audio. Who the fuck cares? That product came and went. Come up with good shit. Make a PlayStation 5 that's fully backwards compatible. Charge $400 for that shit. Make people go nuts. Reprint some old games. Make other ones available digitally. You can make bank and save yourself. Just stop keeping your head up your own asses. Alpha Terranima, thank you very much. Did you hear about the killer robots in Japan? I heard about the Amazon one that shot the bear tranquilizer or the spray or whatever, and then there was the one that shot the metal darts into the guy's arm. I saw the picture on Facebook. I was like, what the fuck? Folks, the end times are near. We're not going to make it to 2019. The robots are going to rise up. The LGBT 1000 heard what we said about it. Skynet is real. I would I would shit my pants if I saw a robot walking down the street looking for people. I'd be like, oh god, it can sense my heat through the wall. I'm done. It'll happen to me live on the air. Gotta go with a smile on Good Morning Pop Culture. The Pui, good morning, Jeff. Thanks for being on today. The Pui, thank you for being here today. I appreciate that you guys back me up as much as you do. We do need to get Good Morning Pop Culture own channel monetized so we can go over there and make the show, its own identity over there. But everybody, the link, I'll post the link in a minute, and we'll have Good Morning Pop Culture. As soon as it gets monetized over there, it'll be its own thing, and it'll never be in any danger of getting canceled. Let's see. Rocket Insano, thank you very much. To clarify, yes, live action Disney remix. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess it's not a trend if only one company's doing it, but Disney, excuse me. You know what? Let's use this as the perfect transition. Folks, we talk about rumored stuff, not really conspiracies, but theories. Now, it's not a conspiracy theory if you have people in power backing it up. And Disney is a very Shadow Moses-y, creepy organization. There's always all these allegations that come out. There's always all these stories that come out about Disney. But the thing we talk about here on the channel is the fact that the media is afraid to talk about Disney honestly. Many months ago, we covered it briefly in a video talking about the LA Times, I believe was the publication that called out Disney or didn't respond positively to Disney's expansion of Disney California. So then Disney blacklisted them. And then a bunch of people came out to lambast Disney, and then it all went away. That was a big publication with hundreds of people to back them up, people of power, people of status. This is why your shill media has risen in the last couple of years. Because with Disney having all the power, holding all the keys, you want access, you want to get in, you want to get a peek inside. Your whole business, your connections, your friendships all hinge on the right thought, the right thing. Oh, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is this huge success. But is it? I've heard positive things about it, but it's not making more than other holiday animated films. And it's looking like it's going to fall off pretty quickly because of Aquaman, which is making bank across the world. It's like the juggernaut. It's the little engine that could, even though nothing about the film looks little. Visually, it looks like a masterpiece. The film looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited. I'm going to go see it on Friday, and on Good Morning Pop Culture on Monday, we'll talk about it a little bit. Hell, maybe I'll do a live stream over the weekend and we'll talk about it. Who knows? Surprise. But back to the Disney thing, and this goes off Rocket Insano's point. The trend, everybody wants to kiss Disney's butt, or ass, or hiney, or hell, they even might go for the sphincter. Who knows how dedicated they are to Disney. They do a lot of brown nosing for Disney out of fear. And all these places report it as it's the greatest thing in the world. There are no news media organizations that cover this stuff that will say, oh, well, it seems kind of lazy. It's this, it's that. They haven't put out any original products that have succeeded, blah, blah, blah. No, it's all about towing that company line. And the reason I'm going down this path right now is because we covered it briefly on the High Council. But, the High Council is such a fun time. It's a laugh riot. It's this, it's that. We hit the points. We hit the very important topics, but I don't think we got to cover this enough last night. The whole Kyle Newman situation about how Kyle Newman, the director of Fanboys, which was a good movie. I enjoyed it way back in the day, and I still like it. I don't know if I own it. No, I don't. Maybe I should. But he talked about The Last Jedi and how people were afraid to critique it, to criticize it. And it makes a lot of sense. Look at the discrepancy between the fans and Disney. There's something, honestly, it's all about money. They can hide behind the identity politics and this and that. See, they're trying to guilt you into these things, into these beliefs, but it didn't work. So the year was spent attacking fans. Now, see, the thing with Star Wars fans, that you can't really get this out of Marvel fans, because Marvel fans are old. There are old fans, and there are fans that just don't give a shit. They like the books, they like this. There are so many different ways to consume Marvel characters. Star Wars is first and foremost a movie. It came out 41 years ago. A lot of people never grew out of Star Wars, and you shouldn't. It really is the greatest story ever told in terms of cinema. It reaches everybody. It reaches every culture. It reaches every age group, both genders, all these things. It covers both sexes, all that. Everybody likes Star Wars. I have a friend named Allison, woman I met. Let me tell you this quick side story. WrestleMania 26, 2010, Arizona. My buddy Dustin and I flew out there. We had no clue what the hell we were going to do, how we were going to get any places. And this is back when, let's see, neither of us had much money. This was right before he was about to have his first kid. It was a trying time. But we met this woman at Hot Topic, and she was the manager. And she was talking to us, this, that, and the other. Well, she went out of her, she says, "Do you guys know how to get to your hotel?" And I said, "No, we don't." She goes, "Well, if you wait here, my shift's almost over, I'll drive you." So she drove us. It was a great time. She picks us up that night with her boyfriend. We went to see Chris Jericho in concert. Long story short is this complete stranger befriended us. And this was 8 years ago, and we're still internet friends. Now, she was into Star Wars. This is prequel era. Prequel era had ended 5 years prior. There was no Disney era. There was no this. There was no that. Women like Star Wars. Women have liked Star Wars. If women didn't watch Star Wars, there wouldn't be a Star Wars. It wouldn't have made the money it made. My mom didn't like Star Wars, but she saw it back in the day, every one of them. Why? Because it was the big thing to do. Yeah, she was one of those people back then. But I love her for it. So Disney attempting to do all these things to change the hearts and minds of people, it's more nefarious. It goes deeper. And when Kyle Newman comes out and says stuff, a guy who works in Hollywood, a guy who can't name names, I get it. I don't think a director would come out and is this an elaborate troll job? Highly doubt it, because all these things make sense. They all line up. You guys know it. You live it. You get attacked daily. Oh, these toxic Star Wars fans. We just don't like a movie. They can't let that movie not be liked. And if you think it's bad for episode 8, wait for episode 9, because they're going to go even harder with the whatever they're trying to do. And they're going to double down on the fan hate. Oh, fan hate this and that. Let me tell you something. The fans can make the movie fail if they don't go see it. You got to make up your own mind for that one. But the fans can do that. And Disney just is such a kiss-ass property, or a kiss-ass company. You know, people want to, oh, I love the Disney brand. I love Disney, this, that, and the other. It's a lot darker than you realize. And Disney's not having people murdered or anything stupid like that. But they have attempted to blacklist people publicly in this year. So don't forget it. And the reason I brought up Marvel a moment ago is expect Captain Marvel to get the Last Jedi treatment. But it's only 49 days between Captain Marvel and Avengers Infinity War Avengers Endgame. And that will help wash away the negativity, hopefully. If the fans have a revolt, much like The Last Jedi, you could see the Infinity War box office go down a couple $1 million. It might not break, Endgame's box office. It may not break Infinity War. Captain Marvel is not $1 billion movie. Captain Marvel is a way to introduce Skrulls. It is a way to introduce more spacefaring adventure. Could it be the best Marvel movie? I don't think so. There are so many great ones. There are a couple ones. Captain Marvel could be whatever. We'll give you our honest take. But expect the same people who kissed The Last Jedi's ass to kiss the ass of Captain Marvel. They want to see these movies. It's like Disney gives you a list. It's like, we have your dog or we have your cat or your children. Oh, we're not going to do anything to them, but you might want to say the right thing about our movies. Okay, I can't back that up. That's just alleged. Somebody told me they heard it once. You get how those things go. But yeah, Rocket Insano, Disney remakes, they're lazy, they're shitty. Let me get caught up on some of these super chats. So first off, we have one from Rocket Insano again. Thank you very much. What timeline are we living in where Aquaman may be the savior of the DC universe? Not the hero we need, but the one we deserve. Yeah, that's the weird reality we are living in, where Aquaman, like everybody I know is like, yeah, that looks cool. Like it's fucking Aquaman. Like you know what? let me show you guys something real quick. Let's have a quick laugh. That's what this show's about. So Aquaman. When a couple of years ago, if you would have said, "Hey Jeff, what do you think of Aquaman?" I would have said, "Aquaman, not really a fan." And you know what I would think of when I would think of Aquaman? This image right here. Let me just show you guys this real quick. Tab, boom. And I know you're gonna get a laugh at this, because a lot of you probably think of Aquaman think of this when you think of Aquaman. But when you say close your eyes and think of Aquaman, I think of this. The Family Guy skit where the woman's getting attacked on the beach and Aquaman's like, hey, stop right there. Aquaman was a joke. Now, in the 70s, he was treated with respect. In the 60s, he was too. He was like, it was Batman and Robin and Aquaman. Like, Aquaman was the third tier superhero, like right after Batman and Robin and Superman. Okay, I get it, I guess. I don't know when I become Captain Kirk. But the film looks like a whole nother level. And, maybe I'm just projecting. This is, what? Everything on this show is my opinion at the end of the day. So whatever. But for me, I'm not tired of Marvel, but I am expecting it to fall apart soon. And I think a lot of people in the back of their mind, even if they don't realize it, feel that way. And so people want an alternative. People want something cool and unique and visually stunning. And Jason Momoa is a good dude, or at least seems like a good dude. He just gives off this vibe. And Gal Gadot the other day posted on Instagram about how, they were talking way back and whatever when they've both got cast. Like, they all seem like cool people that are getting a good shake finally. Like, Gal Gadot did a great job in Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa looks like he's doing a great job with Aquaman. Get the Flash out of there. That guy sucks. Henry Cavill, let him go do something else. And Ben Affleck, I don't hate him. I don't know what to say about him. I don't hate the movie Justice League. That gets me a lot of hate on this channel, and that's fine. I'm not sorry for it. But those people have some good charisma and some good chemistry. Are they better than the Avengers? No. But there are so many more Avengers. I feel like, from what I've seen, Gal Gadot has more charisma than most of the Avengers do. I'm not saying like Tony Stark. Come on now. Robert Downey Jr. is an actor's actor. That guy's at the top of the heap right now. Fuck, it's been 10 years, and I wouldn't say anyone has been a bigger celebrity than Robert Downey Jr. And like I say all the time, his comeback story is the greatest part. It's the thing I respect about him the most. Yeah, you can make witty quips as Iron Man and be a dick, but at the end of the day, Robert Downey Jr. has done some good shit. Basically, he's on the brink of extinction. He's come back, and that gets a lot of respect from me. See, somebody like a Robert Downey Jr. would know about the going-ons in Disney, but because he's playing the game, obviously you'll never hear any respect or anything from him. None of the Disney people will. They're all, I won't call them soulless robots, but they know where their bread is buttered, and they're not going to fuck it up. Now, with Momoa the other day, it was nice how Jeremy covered this when Jason Momoa says, "Oh, they don't want me to talk about that in terms of the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League." Now, I'm really not worried about wanting to see that movie, but it's nice to know that Aquaman himself, has the balls to pull the curtain back a bit, because we all know Hollywood's fucking weird. The craziest part about Hollywood is how they're losing their grasp. Movies around the world, they want different people, or audiences around the world want different things. They don't want all the same saccharine bullshit. They don't want all the same, American politics. The people that buy into this stuff are a different group of people, because, different cultures, different strokes for different folks. And I'm sorry to keep going on a rant about Aquaman, but I'm excited, and it feels good to be excited for a movie. I said to Dan, we got to go see that. And we're going to go see it right away. Not just, I will see it eventually. Like Venom, never saw it, never going to, but God damn it, I'm going to go see Aquaman day one. Observer Dude, thank you very much. Apparently, Lucas wasn't allowed to work on the sequels. He said, "You can't do this to me. I started this franchise. You know how much I sacrificed?" The last thing they want is a corporate buyout with entrenched management. Oh, I fucking love Spider-Man. Guys, do not worry about the Spider-Man stream. It's happening. 2019, we'll have to see. Part of me, I wish I could get every subscriber to join a few other channels, because this channel, World Class Bullshitters, could do the videos. We could have a WCBS Live where we do all of our movie live streams and hangouts there with the fans. And then we could do Good Morning Pop Culture where everybody jumps in there, excuse me, and we do this show. And that way, all the channels can coexist. I really think that needs to happen. If you would help me out, guys, if you want more of those, because the thing is, live streams aren't really helping the algorithm. Like Jeremy said it last night on the High Council, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. And you have to look at these channels from a certain point of view. Now, I do Good Morning Pop Culture because I genuinely like doing it. I like, yeah, it sucks to get up at times, but I like you guys so much. I feel like you know me and I know you. And, you know, and I don't mean this in a weird way, but like when stuff comes from the P.O. box, to me, that's like a physical man. Like on a screen, people may be a screen name or a number on a subscriber list. I think of you as people, but when you get something from, oh, this is from the Pui, or this is from Logan Michael, or this is from Jaron Ricewig or Cesario Japan, like, oh, okay, there's a person out there. They like this show and they're here all the time and stuff like that. And so I think about how the show actually impacts people. And I don't want to leave you guys hanging and I don't want it to go away. But at the same time, YouTube looks down on this and penalizes us, honestly. I'm just going to be honest. They just basically hurt the channel because of that. So I want to find a way, or honestly, the best way is to create 3 channels actually, one for that, one for Good Morning Pop Culture, and this to be its own thing, and we can all grow and we can all help. So if you guys would help get a couple things, just subscribe, it takes just a second, and watch a couple things over there. Once we hit those numbers and we can monetize these channels, well, then I think we'll all win because all the shows can be there. I have the time to do the show and videos, but no, we'll talk more about that. But I know that's a long way of saying, like, look at guys, I want to do Indiana Jones. I want to do Spider-Man. I want to do Back to the Future. I want to do all these epic trilogies. I want to have these all-day live streams on these channels with you guys hanging out. Like, oh, it's Saturday in March and we ain't got shit to do before WrestleMania. So we're going to watch Back to the Future. And I'm going to sit and talk about the movie and this, that. And we'll do Beverly Hills Cop. All these great trilogies, Trilogy Saturday or something like that. So be on the lookout for those. And thank you for referencing Spider-Man. That's all I can say. Lycan645, thank you very much. This is late. YouTube wants to censor my super chats. Look at Will Smith's hair. What does it look like to you? Are you saying it looks like a wee-wee? W-I-I? Is that what you're saying it looks like? It looks or looks like Mr. Hanky, honestly. It just doesn't look good. That's all I can say. It's not a very complimentary hairdo. Lord Miller made a pretty dope Spider-Man movie. Makes you wonder what they would have done. So, well, Lord Miller didn't make that. They weren't the directors. I believe they were just the producers. Let's see. Jonathan Anguiano, F. Disney. Duly noted. High five. Thank you, sir. Jeff the Iron Wolf. Jeff, saw Aquaman last Saturday. Solid 8 out of 10 for me. Jeff the Iron Wolf, your opinion ranks highly. We've met. I know you have good taste, especially with your Star Wars rewrite. Like I said, I'm sold. I was sold on the movie. I'm not sold on the movie because I'm trying to make a grassroots movement to make DC better than Marvel. In my heart, I would love for DC to make 3 huge hits in a row, back to back, to put Marvel on alert. That way they don't get to pull some bullshit over our eyes. They don't get to say, hey, guys, Captain Marvel's the future. And then when people don't buy it, they can't sit and shit on people because that's not going to be good for anybody. So Jeff the Iron Wolf, I'm sold, man. I'm going to go see it. Laura, it's a short story. Thank you very much. Good morning. Would you do an Aladdin watch party? Like the Disney one? Yeah, I mean, I could. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I liked that movie as a kid. I don't dislike it. Even though I don't like Disney now, there were things in the past that I enjoyed, and Aladdin was one of them. That was the first video game I ever beat. Aladdin on the Super Nintendo, and it was great. It was grand. I fucking loved it. Let's see what else we got. Grendel Fan 84, thank you very much for a super chat. Good morning from Comics Elite. Wildlife Wild live sale last night. If interested, we got the Spider-Man movie twin poster reflected in the eye lens poster. Ooh. Now that is an iconic poster that I wouldn't mind owning. I'm a big fan of that poster. Grendel fan, also, did you see the new X-Men solicits for Marvel Comics? They brought back my favorite Cyclops costume. Folks, I know this sounds dicky and weird to say, but you can tell when a company is hurting for money because they will go back to milk the thing you love the most. So, for example, Star Wars toys were costing a shitload of money for Hasbro, and people aren't buying them. So what do? They start releasing X-Men toys. Now, I know there's licensing things and this and that, but they're releasing X-Men figures based off the Jim Lee wave. A lot of kids growing up in the 90s thought the Jim Lee X-Men were the coolest thing in the world. I did. I was one of them. I have bought in hook, line, and sinker for all these Jim Lee X-Men action figures, and they got more coming out all the time. So many that it's hard to keep track. But they know what people will buy. Like, that's why I get mad at companies like Disney and Marvel, because they know what people want. They just don't want to give it to you. When you get to this new X-Men crossover or this new X-Men book, people are not really, excited for X-Men in general, but it's like, oh, the Jim Lee X-Men designs are back. X-Men 92, we're going back. I love the cartoon. So, Grendel fan, I hope you saw that. Let me know what you think. Daniel Thomas, thank you again. Robert Downey Jr., a phoenix amongst crows. Respect. Yep, all the respect in the world for RDJ. That dude kicks ass. I'd love to meet him. Not publicly, like a thing like, where I'm like, hey, can I interview for the channel? I'd love to. But the shit I'd want to know about is like what he would tell people. Is like, is the greatest comeback story of all time, Robert Downey Jr. What do you say to people? What would you do to tell them or help them? People like that are inspirational and they interest me. You can say whatever you want to say about The Rock, but he does have a damn good story too, and he knows how to play the game much better than Triple H. Now, if you're looking for a Jim Lee X-Men wave, you kind of missed out, because they came out like, first off, there was a Cyclops Jim Lee X-Men, and then I missed Rogue. Rogue came out first. She was with a brown-suited Wolverine. Then Cyclops. I did get Cyclops, and I did get brown-suited Wolverine. And I got Psylocke and Beast and Rogue and Gambit and all, not Rogue, Jubilee. They're all coming out. Jean Grey came out years ago. So what the hell is going up with the viewer count? It jumps up 50, it drops down 50. It jumps up 50, it drops down 50. I don't know. Let's start talking about our next topic. So do we have any fans of Guardians of the Galaxy? Just, press 1 if you like Guardians of the Galaxy. Some people do, some people don't. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is one of the best MCU flicks. I love it so much. And yes, I remember that shitty Super Mario Brothers film. Okay, so we got some 1s, we got 3s. Now, don't even, whatever you guys think about James Gunn, this isn't one of those James Gunn pieces. That's something that happened this year. Holy shit. I forgot about that one. Grendel Fan 84, thank you very much. We did see that. They're getting desperate. We've been telling everyone to jump on X-Men at issue number 10. Scott Williams, Jim Lee's inker, revealed his variant cover for issue number 11, and it's amazing. Now, is that a private thing, Grendel Fan, that he's released to you guys since you're friends, or is that like a public thing? Because I know Scott Williams. Could you imagine being like, oh, I'm the inker to Jim Lee type of thing? Because I believe Scott Williams followed him over to DC and did Batman Hush and all that stuff. Right? I can't see the. I have Batman Hush Noir, the black and white inked version. I find myself reading a lot of black and white comics these days. As I worry about color for the comics, I also focus more on the inking to help clean it up. And I think this year I've definitely gotten better. I'm a lot happier where I am than I was last year as an artist. Well, yeah, I guess desperation does give the fans, though, the best shit that they want. And, Grendel Fan, I don't say I want to go out and pick it up to support it, but I want to read it. I want to support my LCS. What I have been doing is I've been going back and reading the old Marvel. I don't know if anybody reads comic books regularly, but does anyone remember the old Marvel holiday specials from the 90s? I've been going back and reading those, and they're fantastic. I used to love those as a kid because I loved Christmas. I still do. And before we talk about this James Gunn thing, let me tell you about the coolest story I read in a long time. So it's this Wolverine story. It was written and drawn by Larry Hama, the guy who worked on G.I. Joe. And Wolverine is like fighting this monster, and it gets really surreal and really bizarre and all this crazy shit. And you're thinking, man, what kind of Wolverine story is this? And then all of a sudden, it cuts out, and it's a kid playing with a Wolverine action figure at like a store. He had opened it out of the box and he was playing with it. And then his mom makes him put the Wolverine figure down, and it shows the Wolverine figure laying on the ground, all covered in whatever this kid had. And in the very last panel, the claws pop up and it came to life. And it was the coolest thing I'd read in a while. I was like, man, this is why I love comic books. Just that little bitty Wolverine story got me excited. So if you guys want to check that out, I believe it's Marvel Holiday issue 1992. That's one of the earlier stories. There's just a couple handful of stories in there, but it's fantastic. Also, the year before, 91, I believe is the first year, there's a Spider-Man story where Spider-Man goes to a homeless thing for kids, and J. Jonah Jameson dresses up as Santa, or basically the homeless kids want Spider-Man to appear, and Spider-Man saves the day, and J. Jonah Jameson has to admit that Spider-Man's a good guy after all. It was a damn fine comic book. So James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy 3 script has made readers cry. Sassafras. As fans wait to find out who will helm Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the script is by ousted writer-director James Gunn has reportedly made readers cry. It's been nearly 5 months since James Gunn was fired by Disney after insensitive jokes from several years ago resurfaced, and the studio hasn't announced his successor. While there is hope by many fans that the studio will at very least use Gunn's script, that isn't known for sure either, nor is the previously confirmed status as a Marvel Phase 4 movie. Let's see. As for Gunn's Guardians script, Slash Films' Peter Sciretta took to Twitter this week to reveal that two separate people managed to read the script, with both of them telling him it made them cry. Sciretta wouldn't divulge any more, including the identities of the people who knew and read the script, although he dismissed a fan's claim that James and Sean Gunn don't count, referring to the director and brother, Guardians mainstay Sean Gunn, who plays Kraglin. Sciretta also responded to another fan who says he hopes Marvel uses Gunn's script by saying, "Me too." Oh, okay. I was like, wait, was it that kind of Me Too? Oh, shit. I can see where Guardians of the Galaxy script would make somebody cry. Now, I gotta say, the Yondu part I didn't see coming. I was like, man, that was my favorite part of Guardians 2, and that's why I like Guardians 2 more than 1. Because, yeah, Baby Groot's cute, and the dancing and all that's fun, but, they took Guardians 2, it was more of the same old shit in the beginning, and then the end kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, damn, that was really awesome. Now, I don't know what other characters you'd be emotionally tied to. It's like, oh, we got to kill off Rocket Raccoon, or we got to kill off this character. It's like, do you though? It's like much like Chewbacca. You can have anybody play Chewbacca forever, and it's the same thing. Bradley Cooper can sit in an office, record his dialogue in 3 or 4 hours, and then go home and get a couple $1 million paycheck because he's Bradley Cooper. Good for him. So I'm not surprised that the script made people cry. Not really I don't want to touch on James Gunn shit. That's not what we're here to talk about. That was June. That was May. That was last year, essentially, to me. But I do got to say, Guardians 2 had some really awesome moments, especially with Stallone and Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker's character was the best. Yondu, that was his movie. Much like Empire is Darth Vader's flick, Guardians 2 to me is Yondu's movie. I don't care about Star-Lord as much as I did, in other things. Like, give him this. The part where Ego, like Kurt Russell, Chris Pratt, Michael Rooker made that movie. Everyone else was just kind of there, including Karen Gillan and Zoe Saldana and all those people. They did a great job, but those three guys really brought it. And the part that always sticks out, besides the "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all," or "He may have been your father, he wasn't your daddy" thing, was when Ego was like, "Yeah, I had to kill your mom," and Star-Lord comes out of that trance and he shoots him or whatever. There were just moments I'm like, wow, man, there's some acting in these movies. And that's why I don't dump on them the way other people do. There were some wow moments, and I'm happy that Marvel movies had them. Wait, why do we keep talking about Escape from New York? Or Escape? Yeah, what is there something in this article, like a link? No. Oh wait, that's the Daredevil one. I'm like, this is Daredevil. What are you people talking about? Oh yeah, wait. Robert Rodriguez won't confirm or deny he's directing Escape from New York. Let's look at that for a minute. God, I love Snake Plissken. Love this artwork too. Maybe I should do a cover like this for one of my comics. So Robert Rodriguez won't confirm reports he's attached to direct a remake of Escape from New York. John Carpenter's 1981 original is considered a classic that starred Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, a dangerous criminal sent to the futuristic prison of New York to rescue the president. The movie's bleak, atmospheric look and synth score provided to be a big influence on the genre, inspiring everything from Cloverfield to video game franchise Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, I don't really want a remake at all. Remakes aren't necessary. Let's be honest too. Escape from New York is a very cult movie. It's not going to gain a huge following. It's not going to gain it's not going to make people new fans of this new franchise. The best thing it'll do is it'll sell Blu-rays of the old movie. We may get another Snake Plissken action figure, and that's about it. I know it's an odd thing to say, but like this remaking John Carpenter movies, they weren't giant hits. They're great movies, but they weren't making, what like The Thing was a flop. The Thing's one of the best movies ever made in terms of sci-fi, gore, violence. It's one of the best effects movies ever. I mean, it looks better than, I almost said better than Star Wars. Yeah, it does, because Star Wars needs a special edition for certain shots. The Thing, perfect the way it is. Carpenter was on his A game in the 80s, but a lot of commercial failures kind of disenfranchised him. But when you remake those movies, you're not really going to get a certain type of audience likes Carpenter flicks. A certain type of audience likes dystopian whatever. You're not going to look at Terminator. Terminator was an A-list franchise in the 90s, and realistic. Look at first one it made money. It was a hit. T2 is really what made Terminator this, household thing that everybody knows. I'll be back, even though that's in the first movie. T2 brought that to the public's eye. T2 was, the big one. Even T2 has a certain audience type, and you can't replicate that. Even by bringing back Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, Linda Hamilton's back. Oh, this, all that. That's great. But those movies that were bigger than Escape from New York, and bigger, Escape from LA sucks. But Escape from New York, if those movies can't do it, this isn't. And I don't think it needs to. I don't want to sound bleak and depressing, but leave these movies alone. Kurt Russell is Snake Plissken. Snake Plissken is Kurt Russell. You can't top it. You can't get much cleaner than that. It's a federal tax stamp. And Big Trouble in Little China, I'm right there with you. I love The Rock. I'd love to meet the dude and hang out, but I would never, ever watch Jack Burton played by The Rock. Jack Burton is Kurt Russell. He's he's not really the great hero of the story. He thinks he is, and that's the joke. Do I think The Rock could pull off a role like that? Yeah. But again, it's been 33 years since Big Trouble in Little China was 85, right? Or was it 86? Between 32 and 33 years. It's too late. The public it's like Indiana Jones. No one else could play him. No one else should have played Han Solo. Well, we saw what happened this year. Thank you, everybody, for your kind words about the High Council last night. I thought it was a fantastic show. Make sure you guys go back and check it out. I loved it. Escape from LA is underrated. Oh, my God. The effects are shit. I mean, I don't like it. I'm not going to go back and say, oh, it's okay. No, I don't like it at all. So we covered that randomly, just randomly. That's okay. That's what we do on Good Morning Pop Culture. Now, here's a little piece of Star Wars news that you'll all enjoy. That was sarcasm. Sorry, it's early. Let's look at this. The Mandalorian reportedly features classic Star Wars bounty hunters. The Mandalorian reportedly will feature classic Star Wars bounty hunters IG-88 and Bossk. Well, this is the only scene they're seen in the films, so let's drink it in, man. The gift of The Empire Strikes Back. All Jericho references aside, though. The Mandalorian could be great. I don't know. But in the climate of today's Star Wars, I feel like The Mandalorian is fandom really pushing back at Disney. You know, you got Jon Favreau, who's loved by the fans. I personally think Jon Favreau has made a lot of great stuff, and he seems like a guy that gets it. I like him as an actor. I like him as a director. He really created the MCU. He crafted the formula that we have. Not Joss Whedon, not all these other people. Jon Favreau, Robert Downey Jr. Those are the two guys that are really the architects of the MCU. And Jon Favreau is the unsung hero of the MCU. Yeah, he plays Happy Hogan. He's still involved with these movies. But at the end of the day, people always want to talk about other people. They want to say Kevin Feige. Yes, Kevin Feige. But you know who else was a producer on that movie, Iron Man? Ralphie from A Christmas Story. So I like Jon Favreau. But I think that The Mandalorian is their attempt to ingratiate themselves with old Star Wars fans. Stormtroopers, Mandalorians, Bosk, IG-88, all of these things that they think are good, these buzzwords, these characters that they think are going to instantly sell movie tickets. They're so focused on that kind of. You get this. Is it going to excite me? No, I'm not getting Disney Plus unless Disney themselves come to my home, apologize, and then give me a free lifetime subscription. I'm not going to get it. There's no reason to. DC servant, I pay this shit for 15 months, and I'll never sign back up. Sorry, DC, I'm not here to dump on you. I want Aquaman to make $2 billion. But Jesus, man. All I can say. But what do you guys think about this stuff? They're trying to replicate the original feel of Star Wars, but they spent a whole year shitting on original Star Wars. And the funny thing is, the shill army, the shill media will be Disney Star Wars downfall, because as Disney tries to shift gears, the shill media will always tell people what they think Disney wants them to say. And I believe that Disney Lucasfilm at this point wants just shit to go away, stop the fighting, and get you excited for the next movie. But for every moment that people are becoming complacent and forget about Disney Star Wars, we have a Matt Miller article, or we have a Screen Rant article, or we have an IO9 article, which was the subject of a video I made. You get these other places come out of the woodwork to attack the fans and defend Disney, and it's a bad look, and I don't think it helps anyone. So the member berries are wearing off. The member berries have gone stale. The milk's gone bad, Charlotte Murphy. You know, the member berries have gone bad, Bob Iger. So we'll see where this goes. Grand Inquisitor, thank you very much. IG-88 was destroyed by Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back. Look in the corner of the junk room where Chewie finds C-3PO, and you'll see him. It was in an EU book, too. Oh, okay, so I guess they do... in the EU book, okay, that's fine. I always assumed it was another IG-88 droid unit, like it was supposed to be, you know, it was a K-3PO that says Ichuta and tells C-3PO, how rude. Have you guys heard that Star Wars theory that the droid was trying to warn C-3PO and you're saying, get away from here, as a warning, but C-3PO being the idiot that he is, that's this theory that made me chuckle. But at the end of the day, no thank you. I too would like to see Jon Favreau direct another MCU flick. Iron Man 4, directed by Jon Favreau. I know it's not popular, but I hate Iron Man 3. Underneath it all, I just don't want to watch that movie. I don't enjoy it. It's weird. For as much as I love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, only the first one do I want to watch regularly. I think Iron Man 1... The nicest part about going to an MCU marathon or having an MCU marathon is you start out with Iron Man, one of the best of the entire series. And then you go with Incredible Hulk. And then you go back to Iron Man. And then you finish it out with the Avengers for phase 1. And it's good. It's very good. Iron Man 3 was a clanking pile of crap. It was something. It was something, my friend. Oh my God. So that's your Boba Fett news, your Mandalorian news. This show would make a lot more money or entice a lot more people. It was just called Boba Fett. I mean, a Boba Fett TV series could be a huge hit, but it won't be because they won't do it. So Aquaman's projected to make $120 million plus opening holiday. So I guess that's going to be skewed from tomorrow, because it comes out technically tomorrow, all through Christmas. So That's disingenuous. It should just be what's their opening weekend. That's the information I'm interested in. How did it do over the weekend? Because that's the metric that we grade all other films. So even though I'm excited for the Aquaman buzz, the trailer got me interested. I like Momoa enough. The armor looks great, especially that final armor, the golden green, which we know is the end of the film. I wonder how it's going to do over the weekend. Now, does anyone here watch Battlestar Galactica? Press 1. I know we have a heavy sci-fi audience. I know some people like this stuff. I know some people don't. Bro, Paulo Creed, Esquire linked my video and used screenshots of it in their article. So I'd say that's me. IG 88 miles per hour. You're going to see some serious shit. What did I tell you? So a lot of people, now this isn't something I'm well versed on. So this is just a piece of news I thought I'd share with you guys as a, just a nice way to talk about Good Morning Pop Culture. So Battlestar Galactica movie reboot, yay, gets a movie writer. Let's see, Jay Basu. Never heard of Jay Basu. So Universal Pictures has tapped writer Jay Basu to rewrite the script for the Battlestar Galactica film reboot. Red Sparrow director Francis Lawrence has signed up to helm the feature, which has been in the works since 2009. Something makes me think that this is a response to Star Trek 2009. Oh, Star Trek made a bunch of money. Let's go back and Star Trek up Battlestar Galactica. And a couple of years post, though, I don't think that's a good idea. Glenn Larson's original 1978 series already spawned a spinoff, Galactica 80, and of course Ron Moore's seminal 2004 reboot, while the influence of the originals remains strong, Moore's four-season series reached far more mainstream popularity and spawned its own, albeit short-lived spinoffs, and Caprica and the web series Blood and Chrome. Universal has attempted for nearly a decade to adapt Glenn Larson's original concept into a feature film, and as of 2016, the project has undergone a revolving door of producers, writers, and directors, which include major names like Bryan Singer. But 2018 has seen the most news and buzz erupt around the film, which finally looks like it might be getting off the ground. So, I'm not a Battlestar Galactica fan, enthusiast, never fucking watched the show, but I know what it is. It looks like Star Wars, the television show, aka not really, but right there. But man, people don't like Battlestar Galactica. They left in droves. So more sci-fi news is coming out. That's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. Yeah, I guess it's good that J.J. Abrams is not involved. Well, you don't want J.J. involved with anything anymore. That's all I can say. So, let's see. We're getting near the end of the show here. So Penny Marshall died yesterday, which was a sad thing. Penny Marshall, I know her from Laverne and Shirley. She's been in a bunch of other stuff, but she was a big female director. And it's funny when they want to talk about the narrative today in Hollywood about the female director, this, that, and the other. Her name never really got mentioned as much as it should have, because as just a director, she's directed Jumpin' Jack Flash, which is okay, Big, which is a fantastic movie, Awakenings, A League of Their Own, Renaissance Man, The Preacher's Wife, and Riding in Cars with Boys. Now, the last one wasn't that good, but A League of Their Own is a great movie. I like it a lot. Big is an awesome movie as well. That's one of my favorite Tom Hanks flicks. So I'm a big Tom Hanks fan. Love the dude to death in that movie and Bachelor Party. The reason I'm such a fan of Tom Hanks is because he seems like such a good dude. Yeah, I don't watch everything he's in, but I like him as a person, much like Keanu Reeves. Have you guys heard about Keanu Reeves, how he secretly funds children's hospitals around the world? I mean, how can you dislike Keanu Reeves? That's what a celebrity should strive to be, not bitch on social media all day about the president or anything garbage like that. Keanu Reeves, man, that guy is doing good in the world. That's the kind of celebrity, that's the kind of actor I respect. And that's the kind of person that, I'm glad to see get all the success in the world. His career never really tanked any time, but John Wick has really brought him back. That's his new character. Yeah, he had Bill and Ted in the 80s and early 90s. Then he did all those other movies like Point Break and Dracula. And then he had Matrix, and that was the biggest thing ever. But then he kind of just, meandered around a while, hardball, all this other shit. And then we get to John Wick era. And I love John Wick. I think the first two, well, there's only two so far. The third one, can't wait to see. But those two flicks have been kick-ass. They've been excellent entertainment. And finally, he's going to get a third one. And Keanu Reeves is at a new level in his career. It's weird to say this, but in today's, the way they make movies and market them, the older white dude action flicks always deliver. I'm always entertained by them. And sometimes it's the small, more grounded stuff. You got your Mission Impossible, which is otherworldly and crazy shit like that. But at the same time, you have your John Wick, which kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect that to be the hit it was, and I was so happy that it was the hit it was. It's not about white guys. It's about smaller, story-driven action flicks. We used to get those a lot in the 80s. And even when you got the bigger ones like a Die Hard or a Predator, you still had classics. I'm looking for instant classics. Everything is so forgettable nowadays in terms of movies. Entertainment is forgettable. By the way, folks, I think the view counter is broken again because it says there's only 87 people watching. But the chat is going crazy like it normally would. So I don't know what the deal is right now. Now we only got 76 people watching. Can we get to 0? Rocket Insano, thank you very much. GW is making a Space Marine animated show about the Blood Angels, being directed by a guy who made a fan series on YouTube. GW? Who is I'm sorry, who is GW? Animated show about the Angels. Not George Lucas. 400 watching. One of the best Twilight Zone episodes was directed by a woman. What's the best episode? I think the best one was directed by Richard Donner, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. Oh, Games Workshop equals Warhammer. Okay, so Games Workshop, Warhammer. Guys, I love to talk about sci-fi and stuff. If you can just give me somebody on Facebook, post us a video to what Warhammer is and explain it. I know it's a little game where you have figurines that you paint and stuff, and it's expensive, but I don't know the lore. I guess I have to at least be aware of it for the channel. But good sci-fi is good sci-fi. It's hard to find these days. And the big stuff like the Mortal Engines, the thing is they adapt. The sci-fi they adapt, they go for that tween market. It's like, well, we're going to make Star Wars for teens. Okay, no. We're going to do Mortal Engines. It's going to be like the Hunger Games, but in Mad Max. It's like, what? So, sci-fi is in a weird place right now. Hopefully this is... I'm not saying I need dark, bleak sci-fi like Alien 1, but I wouldn't mind like Aliens level sci-fi with a little bit of horror thrown in there, a little bit of mastery of suspense and some violence and some... Like make a movie that's like The Thing meshed with Aliens, meshed with Star Wars or something like that. Give me that. Yes, Wayne's World was directed by a woman too. Yeah, Penelope Spheris. She also did the Beverly Hillbillies. I love Wayne's World. It's one of my all-time favorite flicks. Top 10 for me, definitely. Yeah, I don't want to see Mortal Engines. I'm not going to see it. Let's go see how Mortal Engines is doing at the box office. Let's see. Mortal Engines Rotten Tomato. Thank you very much. Google search. Google. You can't French up Google. It would just be Le Google. Like Le Big Mac. But there's no mayonnaise on the sandwich. So Mortal Engines is not looking too pretty. Right now it sits on Rotten Tomatoes with a very rotten 27%. And a very rotten 57% audience score who liked it. Average 3.4 out of 5. And tomato meter score average review of 4.9 out of 10. Now, some people like to say, I've heard this and I think it's inaccurate. People are saying, oh, it's a female-led flick and it's failed. I think it just looks stupid. Anybody... See, it goes both ways. When you try to make a movie that is led by a male or a female or a woman to be a political statement, you only hurt your political statement. Not everything is racist. Not everything is sexist. Not everything is political. A movie is a movie sometimes. Not, when I'm trying to think of a film that's very apolitical that people try to read into. want to say something like John Carpenter, but not it. That'd be. I don't really see how Halloween, the first one's a political statement. People will say, well, it's a statement about chastity. No, they kind of fell into that one. It was never really meant to be. But this movie just looked dumb. It was directed by Christian Rivers. Never heard of Christian Rivers, but written by Peter Jackson. And they put Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit on the poster. By the way, the poster looks bad. It looks like the Clash of the Titans poster. I think this movie failed probably because it's not a very good movie. Secondly, because the marketing looked stupid. It made it look like all these other failed, stupid properties. And right now, I don't want to say it's the worst time creatively to be making a film, but it's like when they venture out to try these new things, they're not making anything that people are eating up. They're just making... And I want... The thing is, I want variety to be out there. Like, I want a movie like this to exist, but at the same time, I do want it to be good. I just think the tween heroes just aren't it anymore. Twilight's over, folks. Hunger Games are over, folks. Hollywood, take note. This tween, I weigh 98 pounds, but I'm going to stop the world with my fucking superpowers or my heart or whatever. That shit just doesn't take anymore. There was that X-Men ripoff movie that came out earlier in the year that I can't even remember the title of because it looked like shit. Nobody went to see that movie, and it was a huge flop. That genre is dead. The YA novel genre is dead. The books based on that, movies based on that, they just don't hit anymore. We had a huge glut of them in the early 2010s, post Hunger Games. Thank you, Jennifer Lawrence. And it's over. It's done with. This seems like the last remnants of a failing genre that they want to keep pumping out. And you know what the saddest part about all this is, folks? There will be a day where superhero movies are looked at like this. I definitely, I dread that day, honestly. I dread that day. Mortal Kombat with engines would have been a better flick. Dude, Mortal Kombat is an underrated movie. I watch that, I don't know, quarterly. I enjoy that movie. And that's not, I won't say it's a guilty pleasure because I find some decent filmmaking in it and some good storytelling. I like Mortal Kombat. That's a movie I enjoy a lot. Still hoping for the Ramona Quimby cinematic universe. I'm taking donations, guys. We're going to buy the rights to Super Fudge, and we're going to make the movie. I'm just putting that out there. World Class Bullshitters presents Super Fudge. Sounds like a porno, but, ugh. By the way, today is Nick Utam's birthday, the last standing Samoan. So let's everyone give a quick happy birthday shout out to Nick, because he is my good friend. He is one of the 4 bullshitters on this channel, and my life would be a lot different without him as a friend. So, yeah, Nick, you rock, dude. I know you won't hear this live, but happy birthday, my friend. And I'm sorry. And you'll get that joke, Nick. Yeah, people are pumped. You know, I got to give you guys, again, I always give you guys shout out and credits. This community is built on positivity, and I mean, I know this sounds kind of hokey, but we're all friends. Like, I like everybody. I'd love to meet each and every one of you. It would be fun. We'd have a great conversation. Like, that's why I really want you guys to get excited for Star Wars Celebration. Even if you're not going to go to support Star Wars, the convention, if you could make the trip to Chicago, there will be all kinds of fan meet and greets. This is, the High Council's first live appearance. Like, I've never met Ethan or Jeremy. I've known about Ethan for a decade or so in terms of his art, because I love comic book art. So he was just a name, but now he's a friend. And that's all through the power of YouTube and the internet. And, at the end of the year, I look back on stuff like that and I get excited. Happy 40th birthday, Nick. Nick's not that old yet. Stealing Solo update. Sent off stuff to colorist, working on it. Today, I got everyone's early bird certificates. I've been waiting on envelopes. I bought them in bulk. I think they arrived today. So tonight, I'm going to be stuffing envelopes to ship out your early bird certificates. Yeah, and I work on the pages. That's all I can really say, guys. I'll give you any updates if there's any hiccups. I don't think there will be, but if there are, the colorist is fantastic. So he's got a good chunk of pages, and I just draw it. I'm going to do a lot more of it over Christmas, over the break that we're not here doing Good Morning Pop Culture. I'll get up, I'll put on a movie, and I'll work on pages. And that is the best way to do it. You know, you just get them done in chunks. You operate like a machine. And after Stealing Solo, there will be more comic books. I told you guys I got a new idea, and I'm going to get new software, and I'm going to invest. I'm going to reinvest. So thank you. You guys will get your book. It's I guarantee you'll have the book. I would never, back out. That'd be dumb. Because if I did, I could never do another comic. And I like doing comics. So look at it from my point of view. You guys put your faith in me, and I appreciate that, and I'll never let you down. So be prepared. It's good. Trust me, like the airplane hangar scene where they abduct Harrison Ford was so fun to draw, because I can't tell you, but okay, like Kendo's real sheepishly approaching him, and he's Harrison Ford's kind of just like doing his own thing, kind of ignoring him, and then Kendo says, "We need to talk about the new Star Wars movie." And Harrison Ford goes, "What'd you just say?" And it like zooms in on his face. It's fun, and I just gotta thank all the guys involved. I got a good little crew. It's just me and two other people, but thousands of people that backed it. So thank you guys. Samoa Nick is better than Samoa Joe. Oh, he's one of my best friends, but I do love Samoa Joe. He's a fantastic wrestler. Great theme song. I listen to that all the time. Jeff Hicks, he's more machine now than man. Thank you for leaving out the twisted and evil part, Rugis. Thank you for that. People are quoting Trading Places. I am so happy about Trading Places. I got the new release on Blu-ray. I'm going to sit down and watch it. Ophelia, you're a prostitute. Oh, God, I love the end of the year. You can just kick back and enjoy it. This has been just a great time. Great time to be alive. So, guys, I got some cool news that doesn't involve any of us, but we'd love it to be us on this list. So, Star Wars creator George Lucas named wealthiest celebrity. Now, let's play a game. Let's see if you guys can guess George Lucas's estimated net worth. Grendel Fan 84, thank you very much. You're not going to pull a B. Clay Moore, are you? Just kidding. I'm sorry, I don't understand that reference. I know he's a comic book. Oh, the guy that didn't deliver. Yeah, no, that ain't me. I'm raised differently. In the words of Roddy Piper, Mama don't like tattletales. Mama don't like not making good on your deals. Yeah, I would never do that. Don't worry, folks. Don't worry. Let's see. Well, you already looked it up. Some people are looking it up. That's not fair. So, yeah, to the people that Googled it is $5.4 billion. That's with a B, billion. George Lucas is the highest or the richest celebrity with $5.4 billion. Now, he sold Lucasfilm to Disney for $4.1 billion, but he donated. See, I'll give George Lucas credit. He donates a lot of his money to education. He's the kind of guy I feel like if you're like, George, I got an idea for education, he might fund you. I'm just putting that out there. He believes in certain things. Right behind Lucas is fellow director and Indiana Jones collaborator Steven Spielberg with a net worth of $3.7 billion. Oprah with $2.8 billion. Michael Jordan with $1.7 billion. Are the last billionaires on the list, with Jay-Z and Kylie Jenner. God damn, Kylie Jenner's worth $900 million. What the fuck did she ever do? Rounding out the list is David Copperfield with $875, Diddy with $825, and Tiger Woods and James Patterson with $800 million each. Well, James Patterson is the person I aspire to be the most. I'm a writer. I'm going to write some books. So, Jeff, you're 35 years old. You're worth $800 million. What are you going to do next? Well, I'm worth $800 million. Do whatever the fuck I want. That's my answer. Christopher Sivan, thank you very much. Thoughts on Star Wars horror like Death Troopers? I like it. I've never read Death Troopers, but let me give you my spiel about Star Wars horror. For me, Star Wars should be used as a framing device, aka anything can happen in the Star Wars universe. You can have a murder mystery. You can have horror. You can have a Western, which is essentially what A New Hope is a Western mixed with a sci-fi and a World War II movie. You can have all these different genres wrapped up in Star Wars. I like the idea of a horror-filled Star Wars thing or movie. I thought some of the episodes of Clone Wars were a little scary. I mean, not like, oh, I'm on the edge of my seat, but, they're building suspense and tension. The Clone Wars is not the greatest Star Wars thing ever produced, but I will say it is one of the most consistent things in terms of quality, but they experimented and did things. Like if I'm going to show a kid anything outside of the original trilogy, well, damn it, I'm going to show them the Clone Wars. To me, that really works so incredibly well with trying different things. So I would like to see Star Wars horror. I'd like, maybe like a fly, like a Star Wars body horror, like some kind of, oh my God, like a mutated clone or something like that. Star Wars movies aren't this child-friendly fare that Disney keeps pushing the narrative of. And I'm going to work on a video about that, so I hope you guys check it out. But it's not this child-friendly fare about the narrative they push is not accurate. I don't buy into it. So Star Wars horror, I'm all for it. You show me something scary from Star Wars, let me check it out. That's all I can say. Which Clone Wars? I'm talking about the 08 one, the long form series. I prefer the 03 Clone Wars for a quick watch. It's beautiful to look at, and I enjoy it. But I love the 08 one too. The 08 one made me like Anakin. Before that show, Anakin was just he becomes Darth Vader. But finally, when we get to that Clone Wars show, he's a real hero, and I like him a lot. Jeff becomes the new Hugh Hefner after he becomes rich. I do like pajamas. So, yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm Ethan and Jeremy now. I can see that. I'll buy the mansion, live the lifestyle. Probably wouldn't stream a lot, if you know what I mean. Oh, I've been hearing a lot about Twitch streaming and how you can do watch-alongs and stuff and watch stuff together with people. I'm going to, like I told you guys, 2019 is going to be a year where we expand our platform options too. So we can have, if you like to watch us here or there, we're everywhere. We're like Savoir Faire. Yeah, Brandon Moist, it says 4 people are watching, but I'm looking at the chat, and if 4 people are watching, no one will be responding. So I don't even worry about that. There's something up with the numbers today. The first time we had that number influx, I was like, is something wrong? Did I do something? And now the average people, we had 400 people watching, and based on the comments and the super chats, there's no way that it's 18 people or 4 people. So it's a glitch. How do I like Smash Brothers? It's fantastic. Not my game of the year. You're going to look at, folks. Here's a plug for later. Get excited for this week's World Class Bullshitters, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, the 20th, here on the channel. It is our final show of the year, so you're just going to have to make do with all our old content, or actually I'm going to produce new content just in video form. It takes a little time, but it's worth it. You're worth it. But tomorrow night's show is going to be our year in review. We're going to talk about what we've liked, what we didn't like, a couple big news stories. We're going to do lists. We're going to have polls. I'm going to put all that kind of stuff out starting today, and I want you guys to vote. I pride myself on this channel being a community-based thing. So you guys respond to the polls. We'll give you an option, and we'll talk about it. And tomorrow night, I expect you guys to be prepared to tell me, like, my favorite movie of the year was this, and the worst one was that, and your favorite news stories and all that stuff. So there we go. Daniel Thomas, thank you very much. LOL for watching. What the fuck? Joke's on you. It doubled to 8. Like I said, guys, as you become a YouTuber, if any of you out there are going to think about doing it, here's a heads up. There are times where there are glitches. There are times where there's number discrepancies. But, you look at other things out there. For example, the big YouTube purge that happened. We lost 300 and something subscribers. And then I put out a video, and we gained them all back in about a day. So we're doing well. We're kicking ace. That's all I can say. Single release videos do grow the channel. Has anyone made a Sex Fiend Jeremy name yet? Well, I guess you can. Oh, we're on 13. We're keeping count. Can we get to -8? If it gets to a negative number, does it mean I'm watching 8 channels at once? That'd be funny if that was the case. Samuel Aragon says, announce the super chats of the year. Wink, wink. I have a couple saved. All joking aside, Samuel, I got to give, I think Coconut Jeff may win for best super chat. My father was whatever. I laughed until I cried on that one. You never know. You never know. The Wolf of YouTube. Thank you. By the way, now this isn't guaranteed, guys, but Doomcock's having a live stream tonight, and I may pop up in it. So if you guys really enjoy me, you know, being around, check out Doomcock's stream tonight. Jiggly Jeremy. Oh my god. What time will it be? He's going about 10 Central Time, I think is what he said, or 9 Central Time. I don't know. I think I have stuff with the guys left to do, but I got to make sure we get that done first. So I'll let you guys know 100% about what's going on with that. In a few moments, the reason the show's got to end exactly at 10 on the dot is I got to take my grandma out to lunch today. So that's going to be, gonna be nice. But then I got to get to the gym and do a bunch of other shit. So I got stuff I have to do today and then get back and work on channel videos and stuff like that. So there's no whatchamacallit, no Smash Brothers time for me today. No rest for the wicked. Is there a Ron Jeremy? There should be. Oh God, I'm gonna take my grandma to Skyline. My grandma hates Skyline. Like, it's funny. People think, oh, you live in Cincinnati, Skyline chili. No. Blue Ash chili's better. And no, I'm gonna take my grandma somewhere a little better. We're world-class bullshitters. My mom's like, you gonna take her to Outback? I'm like, grandma hates Outback. My grandma might want to go to Bob Evans or something. Who knows? She's like, she's 94 years old, going on 95 in April. And the woman still drives. The woman still kicks ass. So I'll let her pick. I'll pay. She can pick, and we'll have some fun. Yeah, grandmas are cool. Glad I'm 30 years old. My grandma is still alive. I would hate, I feel bad. My buddy Tony, he lost his dad at 19, his mom at 23, and I don't know if his grandparents have been alive in his life. So he has been on his own for quite some time. Luckily, yeah, I may have lost my dad at 6 weeks old, but the people that really raised me are still in my life, still healthy, and I'm very happy at that. So, will the episode 9 trailer drop today? I don't know. Put it like this: I could be with my grandma at lunch. If the episode 9 trailer drops, believe me, I'm going to be covering that instantly. Oh man! So you guys want to hear something funny? Yesterday, today on the history of this channel, I said, I got 20,000 views in one day. That's a new lap record. So a year ago today is when we really started picking up traction for the channel, because we went from about 7,500 to 10,000 real quick. And then we picked up. We got to like 20,000 right away. So we really had a bunch of success at the beginning of the year. And we're going to pick that back up with more videos. So I'm going to be taking the Jeremy approach to some degree. I could talk to the camera, and I will, but I really, really want to. I love making the videos I make. I love the long form ones. They're a lot of fun. People think, oh, well, how do they do? They do great, and I never want to get rid of those. I really fucking love them. Take her on a Moorline Lager House in Cincinnati. I've been there. My grandma was real picky about food. Like, when she goes out to nicer places, she's just like, I just want chicken Alfredo or something for this or that. She's real basic when it comes to her food choices. So I'll let her pick. I know we got 36 people watching, guys. It's incredible. Oh, so let's see. 17 views. YouTube having issues or something? Yeah, YouTube's having issues, big time. But you know what? The chat is kicking ass, so can't really don't really worry about that. It's a game at this point. Let's see if I covered everything I wanted to cover. Penny Marshall died. The Nintendo Switch is the fastest selling console of this generation. Good for it. I think it's a good system. I enjoy it. It's weird. I went to a Christmas party on Saturday at Phil's house, and Channel Dad Brian Lape was there. All kinds of people were there, and you know what? Almost everybody brought a Nintendo Switch. We had so many Nintendo. Honestly, we had like 7 Switches for 15 people. We only used Dan's because Dan unlocked every character in Smash Brothers, and that was about it. All we did is play Smash Brothers, eat food, drink. I drank a bottle of wine. Didn't get drunk. Good time, though. Good time. I didn't talk about Star Trek. What is there to talk about Star Trek? Is there a new movie? Is there a new game? I don't know. Let me know. I'm looking. I'm looking for some Star Trek news. Doctor Who season 11 saved the show from Stephen Moffat's mistakes. Oh God, more deflection for this female Doctor season. The 11th season of Doctor Who saved the series from the mistakes of Stephen Moffat's time as a showrunner. Moffat is a polarizing figure among the Doctor Who fandom. For beloved having written some of the greatest episodes of all time and reviled for his excesses as an executive producer. Many of the changes for the show's formula during its last season can be seen as a direct response to those excesses and desperate attempts to save the series. Well, what the fuck is Jodie Whittaker doing? Most Whovians would not deny that Moffat has a tremendous talent and that he accomplishes many great things while acting as Doctor Who's showrunner. Nevertheless, most of Moffat's defenders would also not deny that the quality of the series under Moffat's leadership became more erratic as time went on. Towards the end of his tenure, Moffat became more concerned with revealing shocking twists and spinning epic sagas than simple, basic storytelling. Yeah, but somehow I feel like he may have told stories that didn't involve Rosa Parks. Oh, God, they're using problematic. It's another Matt Morrison this time. Doctor Who season 11 ditches Moffat's problematic elements. Fuck problematic. Fuck you. Use a different word. You're a writer. Come up with a synonym, bitch. That was mean. That was way meaner than I planned. What Doctor Who season 12 needs to do next? It needs to fucking go away is what it needs. People aren't watching it. Oh, they watched it in the beginning. Yeah, you know what? It fucking fell off, man. It fell off. Doctor Who, you're gonna make yourself disappear. That's all I can say. Doctor Who is just going to disappear in 2020 whenever it comes back. Oh, they're changing classic elements. Yeah, you mean like the Christmas episodes that have been there since, I don't know, was it Matt or David Eccleston? Or, oh, God, Christopher Eccleston? David Eccleston. David Tennant. Christopher Eccleston had a baby. David Eccleston. Brandon Moyes, thank you very much. In 2019, I'm working to build my channel. I will help you. Anything you need, man, just let me know. Any plans for an Aquaman review by the WCB crew and Dion? No. Unless they all go see it over the weekend and want to talk about it. On Monday is the last Good Morning Pop Culture, and then it's Christmas time. And then I'm going to be, on the days that aren't Christmas, I'm going to be preparing for going to Michigan as well as getting videos done for you guys. So I'm going to be super busy before I go out of town. That's a trip I make every year to Michigan. I've been going to Michigan for New Year's every year since 2012 to 2013, I believe. Yeah. So this is what my sixth year going up there. It's a holiday tradition. I like it more than Christmas with my family. I mean, it's Dion and his wife, and now their kid, and his sister and her kid, and he was a little rascal. But I go up, take them gifts, and we have a lot of fun. Eddie Max of Andor. What did I watch with the kids? What did he say? What did he say? Oh, wait. What did I watch with the kids? Do what he say, do what he say. Is that a song that I'm missing the reference to? I don't know. Oh, from Blazing Saddles. All right. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know, man. That's a reference I missed, Eddie Max of Andor. I apologize completely. If you want to clarify, I'll reread your message. Mark C. Jeff, the show is called Doctor Who Cares. I'm stealing that right now. I'm just putting it out there. I'm taking a screenshot of your super chat. I'm going to start calling it Doctor Who Cares. And every time they put out an article about it, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to sit in front of I'm going to clean up my shelf because nobody wants to see stacks of comic books and Crockett and Tubbs vinyl figures and a Darth Vader bank and a piece of a Polystone statue for Spider-Man 3. But I'll clean it up and I'll just sit there and say, Doctor Who Cares? And I'll come at you with another video. Let's see. Mareth Dealine, thank you very much. Working and lurking. I've also run out of limericks again. Dude, last night you were on fire. Folks, if you want to hear the masterful limericks of Mareth Dealine, make sure you guys listen to last night's High Council. Holy shit. I loved him. I was laughing my ass off. Daniel Thomas, thank you very much for $1. And then Eddie Max Vander says Blazing Saddles. Okay. I had to look it up. Guys, I've seen the movie twice now. I grew up on Spaceballs and Robin Hood Men in Tights. Those were the Mel Brooks movies I've seen. And I saw the producers and other stuff as an adult. But Blazing Saddles, man, that's a kendo movie. If you love uh, Blazing Saddles, make sure you guys shoot those to Kendo, because Kendo will go, huh, and he'll laugh his ass off. The title should be Jacking Jeff Hicks isn't someone jacked my car. That way the title could be a double entendre. That'd be a weird thing. It's like, yeah, they made a comic book about you. Okay. So, Doctor Who cares. Yeah, I don't even want to show you that. Fuck this article. Man, all these people think they're helping their cause for, oh, we're going to get woke. You're going to go broke. Please, ladies and gentlemen, remember, every time you read an article like this, an angel loses its wings and dies. Do you want to kill angels? Do you want to kill Christmas? They do. Don't let it happen. Oh, so I think we're going to close out the show. It's 5 till. It's been a good day. I'm back. Good Morning Pop Culture's back for the time being, so make sure you guys don't miss it. We only got 8 people watching. Joking. But, it doesn't matter. Commander Cody, we started the show. We looked at the Aladdin photos. So you guys catch the replay of Good Morning Pop Culture. You won't be disappointed. You'll have a good time. You always do. It's Good Morning Pop Culture. Mark C says, Jeff, have you seen the super cool Obi-Wan Hot Toys figure? It's what I think he should look like in a Kenobi movie. Yes, I have. You know what? We'll show the audience that as we close out. That'll be a good image to end with. So let's see, you get Hot Toys at SideshowCollectibles.com or Sideshow Toy. Man, they're still trying to sell that Spider-Man statue. That's like 5 years old. Okay, so Hot Toys, Star Wars. It's funny how they have a Back to the Future section, but that shit's all sold out. So let's see. Well, look, I'll pull up the screen so you guys can see all the Star Wars Hot Toys. If you guys are collectors out there, Hot Toys are, the best of the best, I guess you could say. They've kind of faltered a bit recently, but they are like, the Cadillac of collectible toys. And they're good. I mean, I own a couple. I own Batman, Michael Keaton, 89 Batman. And I also own Marty McFly, and I own Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3. Now, some of these are hit and miss. Like, Luke Skywalker looks fantastic. The Emperor looks fucking real. But then you get Yoda. All these guys look great. But then you get Alden Ehrenreich Han Solo, and that doesn't look anything like him at all. So you got Luke Skywalker. He looks great. Princess Leia. Oh, I guess the cool Obi-Wan's not on here yet. I'll have to pull up a different website. But let's look at this one for a minute. The Deluxe Obi-Wan. I mean, there is a lot of prequel love on this channel. This looks fantastic. I mean, look at the price. $274 for a doll, essentially. But, I mean, they look realistic as shit. I mean, here he is with Anakin. Find me a better-looking collectible. Hot Toys really has made themselves to be the greatest Star Wars toy producer ever. I know people have a lot of nostalgic love for Kenner and all that stuff. That's awesome. But no Kenner product looked this realistic, just being honest. I mean, the lightsaber lights up, all that stuff. Now, those lightsaber light up on this one. You get everything, too. You get a light-up table. You get baby Luke Skywalker. You get a cut-up battle droid. You get a stand with 2 different bases. All these hands, cloak, everything. And that looks just like Ewan McGregor. That is quality work right there. That is the one thing that Lucasfilm has done right. They have allowed themselves to be marketed and licensed by great companies. American Trent says it's a sideshow toy, not a hot toy. So let's see. Shop Star Wars. Okay, let's look at the sideshow dolls. That really looks derpy. Let's see. Sideshow collectibles. And we'll scroll down. We'll see what they got. So they got premium format Leia. They got all kinds of great stuff. Oh, this one right here is what you're talking about. Now, this is pretty damn cool. This is $260. It's an Alec Guinness hybrid Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's take a look at that together. So this is cool to me. I like this quite a bit. It's bizarre. It's an Elseworlds type of what if. It's called Mythos, I guess is the proper phrase for it. But it's neat. I mean, you got him in his episode 3/episode 4 kind of robe thing. The belts, the classic belt. There's his lightsaber, goggles, the rifle like Luke Skywalker uses. There's a gaffy stick on the back too. That's pretty neat. I've never looked at this, but I've seen this, but not a lot. Oh, he's carrying Luke's lightsaber as well as his episode 1 lightsaber. This is kind of cool. This is the kind of Star Wars shit that would make me go, okay, I get what you're doing, Star Wars. I dig it quite a bit. But this is everything you get. I like it. I'm not going to buy it, but it is very, very cool. I'd like to see more Star Wars mythos. You got Clone Wars armor and shit on. That's neat. And there's the box. And there he is in action. This what are these called? Not monocular. They have a name. But there we go. There we go. Brett Theoline, thank you very much for your super chat. You said, next time I'm on WCBS, I will have to tell you about the dozens of Star Wars audiobooks I've been listening to. Well, Mareth Theoline, please be on Thursday night, because that's the next time there will be a World Class Bullshitters podcast. It'll be the last time for the year, but we're not canceling the show. No matter how much we reformat the channel in terms of growth, desirability, we would never get rid of a podcast. That's what the channel's built on, and that's what I love. So, yes, high ground, level up. So, folks, thank you for spending your morning with Good Morning Pop Culture. I'll be back tomorrow with more. It's going to be a little bit until the audio recording element of this goes up on Podbean, but it will be there eventually. And until next time, folks, be excellent to each other.